Bob Lutz, Paul Suellentrop. We're here to talk basketball. You can hear the round balls bouncing from here out at Koch Arena as Wichita State prepares for the 2015-16 season, and we're here to talk about what we might expect from the Shockers this season. Paul, I can't keep track of when practice starts anymore. It used to be October 15th. That changed a while back.
Yeah, it basically doesn't end, but I guess what you would call the official real start of practice is Friday. They'll go, I think, for an hour today on Thursday, and then Friday they kind of get into the full-blown, full team, 5 days a week kind of a thing.
Paul's seen the Shockers in scrimmages and kind of pickup games. What couple of impressions have been made in those?
Very deep. There's a lot of guys on this team that can play, and it'll be interesting to see how all the playing time shakes out. And I think I think a lot of people will be interested in the big men. There's kind of a group of 4 or 5 big men who have all kind of shown flashes, bits and pieces, and 2 or 3 of them really step up. That's really good news for Wichita State.
We're going to pick kind of a pick to click on the Shockers outside of the guys you'd normally expect, and I'm going to pick one of those big men, and Rano Nerger, as a guy that I think will take a big step forward this season. I see a smirk. Do you not agree with that?
I know that they're really happy with what he's done in the off season. Last year he just wasn't physically strong enough, I don't think, didn't rebound with the kind of enthusiasm that they like. I know he's gotten a lot bigger. He looks a lot better, a lot more forceful. So, yeah, he certainly is a guy who's offensively skilled. I'm really interested to see Rashard Kelly. He's a guy that I think Greg Marshall has said over the summer several times, probably their most improved player. And he had a really nice freshman year, an excellent rebounder. And if he can add some things, then he will be very helpful for this team.
This is a deep team, as you said, but Greg Marshall's managed deep teams in the past. He doesn't mind having 9 or 10, even 10 guys in the rotation. So how that shakes out is going to be interesting. It's going to be a 10-man rotation, isn't it?
I think so, and I think the biggest impact will be on the big men. I think if the big men, if you miss a box out, you're probably coming out. If you're not sprinting down the court, you're probably coming out. And with this group, there's no guarantee when or if you may get back in the game, and I think that'll really pay dividends, as far as in practice and competition and playing hard, those kind of things.
The question mark, I suppose, if there is one, it is how the big men adapt and progress. I personally have a real difficult time finding a question mark for this team this year. To me, it looks like one of the best Shocker teams Greg Marshall's had, and he's had a bunch of good ones.
Yeah, with the big men, I think it's a matter of degrees. If they're average, then maybe they're a team that wins a game or 2 in the NCAA tournament. If they turn out to be above average, then I think this team can go all the way to the Final Four. I guess we can probably count on a certain level of production from Anton Grady. He's got a good track record, and if they get somebody else who's playing at a high level or 2 players in the front court, then that's a really nice development for Wichita State. I'm
sorry, I cut you off. I keep doing that. 9 other teams are starting practice in the Missouri Valley Conference. All for naught? Should they not even roll out the balls? Is this a foregone conclusion that Wichita State wins the Valley?
Yeah, I think they probably know it, maybe deep down, that they're playing for second place. I guess you would want to, you're shooting for an at-large bid. You're shooting for 3 days in St. Louis. You're trying to make the NIT, and you're trying to make it as tough on Wichita State as you can. But, boy, I think it will, Wichita State will be a unanimous favorite. I don't think there's any doubt about that.
Shockers with their exhibition opener against Hawaii Pacific, is that right, on November 7th? Regular season opener, Charleston Southern, November 13th. Some good non-conference games this year. Looking forward to some of those. Looks like a really dynamic year for Wichita State. Paul will be there every day covering that team. We'll talk to you as the season gets closer.